guys. So as you can tell by the title, uh, this is coming to an end now, and I've been gone for a while. So it could be one of two things, and it means that the good version of that, which means that I finally got a job now. And yeah, everything I said was true. I've been trying to get it for so long that it hasn't really hit me yet. I don't really feel I don't really feel it yet. I don't really feel I don't really feel the I should put it I feel emotionally flat. Like there's I don't it feels like there's something is supposed to be there, but I don't feel it yet. It's not there yet for me. Yeah, I don't feel the impact yet. I still feel I feel like saying I'm normal is a little inaccurate. It's like my body is kind of like grayish in a way. It's I don't really feel I don't feel that burst. I don't really believe it yet. It just doesn't feel real to me. It doesn't feel like anything's happened. I can't. My body doesn't believe it yet. And yeah, I was right. That's how it's gonna feel because I've been trying to do this for so long. It doesn't even really feel possible to me at this point. It doesn't actually feel possible, but it happened now. So yeah, I was yesterday I was calling I was one of the there's one guy who was screening for candidates, and he was really cool. He was a really cool dude. I really liked him, and he called me again. It was the second time I met him, second time I talked to him, and he gave me the news, and I was like, "Are you serious?" I just started my voice got loose and stuff, and I don't know. I think I feel like my body was not capable of releasing enough emotions. I don't know. I felt I couldn't release enough emotions. I think I was I feel I was on the path to crying. You know what was going on. I was you've seen me throughout this process. I've been talking about how this day would feel. I would I'd I'd be some shit like that. Lose my shit or something. I'd be the guy who the guy who made the speedrunning video. I'd be like him over this. Yeah, I just don't know what to do in this situation. I'd be able to act like that over something less serious, but this is so serious, and yeah, I just didn't know what to do over that. Yeah, he was a super cool dude. He was the first one to tell me, and I was just just I think now it's starting to hit me, sort of. It's it comes in pieces. It's kind of the thing. It's so big that it comes in pieces. Okay, yeah, he told me, and it was congratulations, man. I was oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. I didn't even know. And then, yeah, and then it just I was just screaming in the bathroom. I was just screaming so loudly there. Yeah. I just did like one of those like yeah, it was just got so loud. I didn't, I didn't report or anything. Just I hope this is something I never forget. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll ever forget this. This is a very special day for me. I'll talk about like the technicals later, but there are like some other things I want to talk about. My perspective. I guess saying like right now before I get into personal things, if you're someone who's in tech, actually I don't feel comfortable giving people advice. I don't think I should be doing that. Just yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna do. You've seen what I've done, you know. You see what I do. You see what I say. If you want anything to go off of that. But I'm not gonna, sit here and pretend that I actually know anything because I don't. I just got lucky. I'm not gonna, try to act like I do know anything. I don't. I really don't. I really, for the most part, I really just got lucky. So I'm not gonna pretend that I can actually have anything of value to say to you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna try to profit off of that or make anything out of that. That's it. Like I really don't want to put myself out there. I told myself that I wouldn't do that. You know? Yeah. 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 Okay. I mean, like, yeah, I don't want to say anything. I feel like I'm just not qualified. I want to. I feel like I do have things to say, but I feel like it wouldn't be appropriate. Should I say something? Okay. Well, I won't say that this will work for everyone, alright? I'm gonna say that for me personally, what I have seen and noticed for myself at least, is that when it comes to this profession, or just for me at least, like you don't want to give up easily. You don't want to like listen to what people are saying. I feel like in this like, profession, a lot of people like in my experience at least, there's always somebody saying something like bad. There's always somebody who's like trying to encourage you to like give up in one way or another. Like I know people say like people stop gatekeeping the computer science industry. Like no, they haven't. Like I feel like honestly, like I don't know any other group that has like as much doom and gloom as this one does, and I feel like that's probably some like self-perpetuated propaganda to keep people out the industry so they keep all the money for themselves. Like it is difficult, it is hard, but is it impossible? I mean that's up to you. Like that's really up to you. Like that's just what I think. That's just what I think. I don't know. Don't. Yeah, I'm like whatever. I don't want to give advice, but I just want to like. That's kind of. I mean, that was kind of careless of me to say that. Actually, now I think about it, because I said I wasn't gonna give advice, but I'll just leave it at that. Like, just don't give up easily, and don't listen to bad news. listen to yourself. Listen to what you're trying to do. Listen to like what people are telling you, like from the top down or something. Not the top down, but like listen to the numbers. But yeah, never mind. What the fuck am I doing? I said no. I said I wouldn't give advice. Okay, if I was gonna give any advice, I'd leave it at that. Just don't give up easily and try to just pay attention to the numbers. Try to pay attention to rates. Try to pay attention to like the number of things that are coming your way and see that as a way of improving. If that makes sense. Like yeah, try to pay attention to that. And one more thing, just be consistent. Try to consistently grow and be better. Yeah, try to be consistent. Like, if you're trying to like accomplish, like get better at something, I don't know. Like, you know, whatever. Just out of here. Fuck. This is fucking stupid. I shouldn't fucking say. I might delete that honestly. I don't know, because it's just not really a good idea to put it out there. I forget about what I said. Never mind. Just that was. I don't know what works for me might not work for you. Like it just that's what I say. Like that's. I mean, I've kind of shown that. Like that's kind of implied by my videos. You know? Like I've you know those things. You know, like I've went through like a lot of bad things and I still kept going. It's kind of implied. I don't need to like say it out loud, you know. But there you go. If you're like watching this series. Alright, but yeah, there you go. I'll leave it at that. Alright, now that's out the way. Let's talk more about like my views now. I don't know, I feel like now I have more responsibilities. I can't just talk about like my personal like perspectives on like the world now. Like my perspectives have changed on like, you know, like what kind of kept me going, like what things I've been seeing along the way, like my perspectives on them have changed over time. So I'm not sure if I should talk about this stuff because like it's kind of like fundamentally inappropriate, but I feel like it's really important though. Let's see actually. I think this is a place for me to do that, I suppose. I'll just try to do it in a mature way. Okay, so how'd it go? A lot of my thoughts have been changing as of lately. I feel like I probably shouldn't start with that. That's kind of like not super important. So, something I may have talked about before here, I don't remember too well, is that when I was in high school, now, like, I don't want to say I look upon it with shame, like, it's my life is my life, I don't know, like, I'm not happy about a lot of the things that I've done, but, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've done in my past would make people believe that I wouldn't really amount to much. So I think about that like a lot, very often, especially like I don't like really go out of my way to socialize with people nowadays, but when I did when I was a freshman, I would like tell them like pieces of like what would happen in high school, and then they'd like, you know, I could tell like they would be losing respect for me and they like, you know, kind of distance themselves from me. stuff like that would happen pretty often because they wouldn't. Well, I don't know why, but one way or another, I would take it as like some way of saying that I don't really see much of a future for you, and I kind of believe that honestly for the most part. But now that what's happened has happened, it almost feels like I've kind of rewritten history because now I know that if I were to go up to someone and tell them anything that happened, it almost would take significant amount of work for me to make them get the right idea of what I'm thinking. Like when I say that I used to want to be a rapper, like I remember there was this really, okay, well there's that too. Okay, I'll use this word for now, but I'll come back to it later, just to like communicate the point more clearly. But I'll come back to like why this is like not really a good thing. It's like it's not really accurate to say this. There was this like really smart girl I was like friends with. She came to a hackathon with me once. She was like three. She was a senior. She was like about to be what I'm gonna be right now. And she like had an internship at Amazon. So yeah, she came to me at a hackathon when I was a freshman. Um, yeah, like it just kind of was on a whim. I got lucky that she even came, honestly. Um, but anyways, like I told her that when I was in high school, I wanted to be a rapper, right? And like lo and behold, like what came out of her mouth was just a very strong and disappointing oh. Like like I just feel like in that moment, like it was so clear that this person's perspective of me just became so like low, like just from hearing that. Like I went from I don't know what was initially there, but it just fell apart so fast, and like all that just like went away like instantly. It just went away so fast because well, like I don't know why, Well, okay, I do kind of. I don't. I mean, like yeah. Um, but now, um, it just like in that moment, like that. Oh, what I was hearing when I heard that. Oh, what I was hearing was okay. You're going to become. You are lesser than me. Like you are going to be lesser than me. Like there is some like gap that you've proven yourself to have been like a part of. Like I don't see any promise in you. Essentially, it's like that's what I was hearing in that moment. That's what I heard. So, and like it was at a time where like, you know, if there was no reason for somebody to believe in me, like I didn't have like any reason for someone to, think that. Normally like that whole rapper thing, I would tell the people to like like as like a little joke, and not a joke, but like it usually would get people like laughing, right? It's just like a thing I say to strangers, like at the time at least. That's like what I would do, right? It would just get them like it'd be funny for them, they think it's funny. Um, yeah, but usually would think it's funny, so like I would like tell them that, but like this person didn't like it so much. Yeah. All right, but anyways, the point is now that I've done what I've done, when I say those words, when I try to explain that in high school, or just for a good portion of my life, I was trying to become a rapper, they're not gonna think that I was trying to be a part of like it was 2017, right? Like I'm kind of old right now. Like it was 2017. Like I was trying to be like one of the like they're not gonna immediately put their head towards this person was trying to be like what is it like one of the little type or the little pre- prefix name rappers. Like they're not gonna try to be like one of them. They're not gonna try to be like one of the like like trap genre rappers that like talk about drugs and being promiscuous and shit all the time. Like they're not thinking of that anymore. They're gonna be thinking about they're gonna think I wasn't serious, which I absolutely was. they're not gonna think that. They're not gonna think that for a second. They're not gonna take it seriously, and that's where it is right now. I've rewritten history, or not so much I've rewritten history, but like it's like I've done so much now that if somebody were to were to ask me about my past, it would be almost like it'd be like almost like a passing second of noise. Like it wouldn't even really like it wouldn't register for them. They wouldn't hear it. They can't hear it. They're not going to hear it. I know they're not going to. Like it's over. Like it's just. And like the thing is that to be honest, this is what I wanted for a long time. This is why I was like so, like, um, like aggressive, like when I got to UMD, or not even then, like before that, like in senior year of high school, I just like I'll say before that too. I want to just undo my past. I've kind of accomplished that now. This is what I really wanted to do. Now, now, um, nobody's going to really know me like that anymore. Nobody can really remember that side of me anymore. This is like I don't know. I don't even really want to say like if I keep away certain people, like it doesn't exist anymore. Like it just, I feel like it honestly just doesn't really. It's a mosquito. It's like flying right towards me. Um, I try to stay away from people in the past who would bring out like those lesser developed versions of myself. I try to stay away from them. But I feel like this has the potential to change even but it could potentially like alter even those kinds of interactions. Like I feel like this kind of could manipulate those situations more so and make this no longer so much a make this less of a problem even around them potentially. Like it wouldn't even really cause an issue on those on that behalf. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I mean, there's this. Well, yeah, I mean, this is kind of honestly, this is kind of like what I'm saying right now is I I feel uncomfortable saying this. I don't want to believe this is true, but like because if I do this, like the fact of the matter is like the bad habits are gonna come back, and like I'll just probably end up repeating history. But you know, I think you know I don't know. Should I really? I don't know if I should believe this or not, or like say this or not. It feels kind of. This feels somewhat inaccurate and contradictory to the message here. Okay, I don't think this. This is not something I genuinely think. Like right now, I don't think that. It may be true, like what I just said may be true, but I do not like believe this. Like, right? Like what I just mentioned. Like even if I were to go back, it would make no difference. I don't really believe that. I think, honestly, like, if I were to choose to look into my life, then yes, I believe there would be like some type of downsides. But at the end of the day, I've accomplished what I've accomplished, and it would change my actions. But no, I don't agree with that. I gotta stay where I am consistently. To be honest, I think I would probably. So the problem that I'm basically asking right now is, now that I've accomplished what I've accomplished, if I were to go back to the people who brought me down in the first place, would I still be protected by what I've accomplished? And all I can really say to that is that my past would stay the same, because it can't get changed, but the future would probably, wither away as I'd expect it to. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Okay, but this is a bit of a dumb answer. Like, you can take a good guess. Probably not probably some bad things. I'd imagine it wouldn't look very pretty. If I were to do that. So it wouldn't be too big of a surprise. If it didn't go very fortunately, that wouldn't surprise me very much. Not done yet. I feel like there's still more to this. Yeah. personally, a large part of me doesn't really want to go back to any of them. I feel like a strong sense of resentment towards a lot of those people. Well, like the ones I'm talking about. I mean, it's for other reasons. I'm not trying to get into that right now. It's not important right now. I feel like if I am to say, no, as opposed to saying yes, it'd be a less pleasing answer. I'm not sure if it's necessarily right. Alright, honestly, this is my experience with friend groups, okay? Like, I haven't been in one consistently for a long time, but in my experience, there'd be like this kind of value system within the group, and like you'd have to, like, people kind of create this idea of value when they're in groups. Like they create an idea of what is valuable within a group. You get like 5, 6, 10 guys, you know, they have their own ideas of what's valuable. And you try to basically like, you know, to rise that, like you try to rise that system as much as you can, basically. Um, so that being said, um, um, it would look at me significantly differently. This is kind of the same thing as like, um, I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to go off on a tangent too much here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I guess like I should probably like give a summary of what I was saying. So it feels like I've rewritten my history, and if I were to say perhaps go up to someone, I'm no longer like, there was like one comment I saw on a YouTube video with Irrelevant. It was Primogen's past video, and they mentioned something about somebody coming from valuable stock. Um, only like after the fact they've accomplished something, then they've become, if like they'll be disgusted by you up until then, and they'll like have absolutely no faith in you, no trust in you. Basically, the situation I just explained with that girl. Basically, um, I've now become valuable stock. I've now become that. Essentially, is what I'm saying right now. I've now. It's kind of stupid how people like, they only have faith in you when you've already done a lot, when you've already done like 90% of the work, And like, what good is the faith? It means nothing. I need some, like, I don't really, I think validation, like, whatever, just, I'm not trying to, make a whole religion right now, but, whatever, it's whatever, don't worry about that. Alright, so something else here. Um, I'll save that for later. I think I'll save that for last, honestly. Yeah, anything related to that kind of stuff is of least importance. Oh yeah, nowadays, after what's happened, I feel very like I feel very ambitious to do more things now, and like beyond just getting jobs, right? Like now, I want to do massive projects that impact the world. Like I want to accomplish a lot more. I want more. I want to do more. I want to do more things. Now that this is done, I still want to. Uh, I still want to eventually be employed by Google. Eventually, but now that I've done what I've done, I want to keep my eyes on something bigger now. And my next step will be, changing with the air we breathe, changing the times. I want to do something big. And now, like, I'm interested in that. I want to do that now. Like, that seems like the next best step for some reason. And, like, I have the energy for it now. Like, I feel the motivation to do it now. So, I don't know, maybe I have something big planned. And I will have something big planned eventually, unless if I no, never mind. Don't worry about that. I'll do something eventually. Something's gonna happen. And maybe it won't be under my name. I like my privacy, but something's gonna happen. It's gonna be because of my hands. It'll be my doing. So yeah. Alright, anyways. I still want to work for Google eventually, but after that's done, I think I might just I haven't really decided yet how I'm going to balance the two, but as it's coming, this is something I'm looking forward to now more so than before. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Is there anything else that you said? Oh, let's see. Anything else I should talk about? Yeah, and I guess going back to the valuable stock thing again, um, when I talk or do things or think things now, it's like I view them as more valuable now. But at the same time, though, this is something I've kind of come to terms with after a really long time. Like it took me about 6-9 hours to really start to understand this. And I was gonna come back to that thing I talked about earlier about about that girl being smart. So the thing is that I realized that this was just. So I was sitting in the bathroom, right? Um, I was trying to decide how to manage the situation because I had still things to do, right? like what should I do now, because I can choose to just stop working completely. I was doing a ton of stuff. I could just stop everything right now and just let it all go away if I wanted to, or I could see it through, or I could try to keep doing other things too. I can keep working and keep accomplishing more things. I could do that if I want to, or I could just stop and let everything wither away, and just maybe have like a break, but at a bigger risk, potentially just fall apart completely. Like, I mean, that was one of the thoughts I was having, but that wasn't like, it wasn't that simple. It was like, what was I gonna do basically, right? And while I was sitting there, I kind of realized that I have not changed. Like, who I am has not changed just because of what happened. I just got lucky. Like, I remember in the past I would hear stuff like this from like people who have accomplished the same things I've accomplished right now. Like, they would take it as like some kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how they would take it. Alright, they're them. But like, I would take it as like, this is an unself-aware, like blessed individual who doesn't like, who is like, just when I was like 18, I was surrounded by so many unconscious smart people, and it pissed me off so much because they had like so much going for them, and they just didn't know how to explain it to anyone else, and it just made me so fucking angry. They couldn't help anybody. Like, they were unconscious, like unself-aware to why they are where they are. Like, at least in my experience, that's how it felt. Like, it felt like there was this massive gap between like their numbers and their words, and it just made me really angry. Like, it made me so mad. So when I would see these people say things like I don't know about just like I got lucky or something like that. Like, it's not that simple, but like it's more like a matter of like it's more like a matter of like I just wouldn't believe them. Or like the very second they say something like that, I would lose all trust in them completely. They'd lose all integrity in my eyes. Like, I'd still, they were the best I had to look towards, in the grand scheme of things. Like, they're all I had to look to. There weren't a lot of people who accomplished these kinds of things, But still, yeah. But now that I've done what I've done, now that I've accomplished this, what was it? I now understand that like I really did just get lucky, and who I am as a person, my actions, my behaviors, my habits, what I do, what I believe in, and how I try to handle situations, that has stayed the same and will always stay the same until I choose to do something about it, until I choose to change that. I've tweaked them to the point where I've been able to get to where I am, and I've went through the process of like trying to make that happen, as you've seen already. But this does not say anything about me. Like, this does not. Okay, in some ways it does say something about me. It says something about what I have done, what I'm capable of, but it does not, like, to say this defines me is so grossly inaccurate, because this was nothing more than just a hiccup from reality. That's essentially all this really was. And what happened in between the process of me, after I was done with my interview, what happened between that time and me getting the offer, I don't know what happened, and to say that I can't own all of that. Like, I can't act like as if that is like, some figment of my own persona just coming out and expressing itself into reality and coming back to me to help me. Like, I can't, believe that. That's not true. Like, it's not even about it being luck. It's like more so a matter of it being it's more so a matter of it like, this is not me. This doesn't define me. It's not a matter, like, it's not that. It's like this says almost nothing about who I am. And I used to think like accomplishing this kind of stuff maybe like a certain class of people, or like people who got to this level were a certain class of people, and that's just not true. But I know that if I were to go around and tell people about this stuff, they would believe I'm a certain class of people, but that's just not true. Like, that's not true. Like, I just got lucky. That's it. It's just a hiccup. See, like when I think of classes, I think of like I think of like strong, like discrete characterizations uh, that separate people, um, to the point where it can be clearly distinguished, and like this person is up here, maybe not up here, down here, but this person's here and this person's here. Like that's what I think of classes. But like that's not even really. It's just luck. The whole thing is just luck, and I haven't changed. Like who I am has not changed, and this is like it would not be right to say that what has occurred is it would not be right to say that what I previously believed was fulfilled right now. It was like just I have nothing to be proud about from just receiving this. Yeah, that's probably the best way of explaining it. I have nothing to be proud about. This was all luck. Like my behaviors and beliefs got me here. And this does not say anything about. No, that's actually never mind. That's not how we're explaining it. This doesn't say enough. like to believe that this is indicative of some massive common trait that only certain individuals have and certain individuals act upon and behave through is grossly inaccurate. And it's not so much that it's a matter of primarily just luck. A lot of it does take a lot of work. A lot of it does take a lot of skill and focus and practice and discipline and constant, like a lot of it does require a lot of that, but it doesn't necessarily, it does not, there's no baseline similarity that really says anything about this meaning anything. Like, I am still the same person regardless. This is something my mom used to tell me, like, even if I did all these things, I'd still be me. Not about this, about something else, but still, same thing. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. That was pretty difficult. I'm getting kind of tired. I'm starting to run out of time, so I need to hurry up. See if there's anything more important to say. There's one thing I wanted to say, since I'm like a young male. I don't know if that's the reason why, but I think just based off of saying that, you already know what I'm about to talk about. What I'm saving for last here. And I know like objectively speaking, it's a lot less important than everything else, so that's why I saved it for last. But this is what I've been thinking about the entire time. I can't help it, that's just the way it is. Is there anything else I should talk about? Oh yeah, one more thing before I get to the last one. I'll try to go over it really quickly. I feel this need to protect myself now. Like, I feel this need to protect, like, I feel vulnerable in a way. Like, I feel kind of, like, emotionally I want to handle less now. Um, I feel very squeamish around, or squeamish. I'm like wriggling out of situations, or like I have this need to do so now, as opposed to before. Um, I've become less like. It's like kind of ironic why I mentioned that, because it's kind of both ways, but I've kind of become less pleasant in a way. I've become somewhat less pleasant. Like, I gotta be fast. I don't want to have a whole wind up here, but I have this like sort of belief that in some cases an individual will try to compensate their social status through kindness, and once they believe they've reached a point where like they're more attractive on a surface level basis, they'll have less of a need to uh, to have that kind of kindness, because in their mind, like, they're a human being, they want balance. So once they get there and they have this other thing, they want to like kind of offset it, right? Honestly, that's probably more of just a reflection of me. Anything that's not good, I should be 100% all the time. Like, just I should try to be up there all the time, being as kind as possible all the time. That's how it should be, right? But I've been a lot more like squeamish, a lot more. A lot more trying to manage less situations, like deal with less. Yeah. actually. Is that accurate? It's not accurate. I wouldn't say that's accurate. What you're saying is like true to some degree, but not in the sense of the way you're explaining it. It's like I'm a lot more fickle. I think I might just be excited right now, and I'm having trouble like coming down to earth. I think that might just be the problem right now. This isn't like a long term issue. Like I don't think it's that. I think I might just be excited. Um, I think yeah, I'm just excited right now. Um, I don't feel it, you know. Like I already said, like I'm like not really processing the emotions, but like my actions. Like I drive like over the speed limit now and stuff. Like or I drive faster than I normally would. You know, just things like that, right? I just and like I move more fast and yeah. Um, so yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I'm just excited. Like that's what it's kind of amounted to. Um, is there anything else? All right. So yeah, what I was talking about before, the most important thing to me. So while I was going through this whole entire process, right? Of course, as I've already talked about several times here, I have a pretty strong affinity for East Asian girls, of course, right? And I've always had this sense that they were like up here and I'm down here in class. Um, I've always felt like they were better than me. And like after going through all this, I've really, really like believed that, right? I've always had the sense that they were better than me. They had something that I didn't have, and that's why, you know, they are very beautiful, right? They're absolutely fucking gorgeous. Man. Like they've honestly, I think like in terms of just like raw adorableness, that's probably as adorable as a woman can possibly be. Like something, someone of that form. Um, that sounded kind of retarded. Like whatever, don't worry about that. Um, so yeah, there's that, and so but now that I've met them where they're at basically. Um, I now don't really. I lack a lot less than I used to when I would size myself up with them. Um, and now, like a couple minutes after what happened, I went on YouTube and I saw like this uh, vlog, right, of or like some video of an Asian girl. She was just talking and she was like, you know, the kind that I normally would be interested in. She was like, all she like had like the kind of archetype that I normally would be interested in. She like that archetype would be indicative of like of like um uh uh nerdy sort of like passionate kind of like nerdy the kind of like nerdy individual that make me like feel at home. Uh, like educated, successful. Well, that wasn't what I was thinking, honestly, but just she was my type. All right, let's just leave it at that. Okay, she was my type. All right. Yeah, I think I'll know what I'm talking about in the future if I look at this again. I think I'll know what I mean when I say that. Um, all I saw in that moment was I saw a friend, and I know that before in the past I wouldn't see a friend. I would see like this stallion. I would see like this like pinnacle of humanity. You know, that's how I would see it before. But now that I've gotten to where I am, I see um, someone that like I have a soft spot for now. That's how I look at it now. I don't see them as like these beacons of light. I don't see them that way anymore. That's how it used to be. They're so beautiful in my eyes. I still like them, but do I like them in the same way that I used to? And and do I still like the same types that I used to? I'm not sure if I do. I'm not sure if I still do anymore. Honestly, it's changed a lot. Like when I was in high, okay. I don't know if I should go through. It might take a lot of time if I go through all this. Okay, I'm not gonna say everything, but it started off with this like first that like it was like these things kind of combined together, right? So first, through meeting some individuals, like you probably already know who it is. I got this like first. So first there was like this um, sensation that they were like these untouchable like beings, right? And then after that, there was this feeling of peace that I got with them, right? They're just good at being girls, right? Just Asian girls are just they're just good at being they're good at being girlfriends. They're just so good at it. They don't even need to try. They don't even have to try. They're just good at what they do. Honestly. But anyways, there was that, and then over time, like things just kind of I started seeing more things. I got a better understanding of them over time. I just like them. Like whenever I see them do anything, like I like getting to know them. Every time I see anything of them, I just like what I see. I hope I don't fuck. I wish I didn't say that. I'm probably going to. I'm probably not gonna be. I feel like saying that holds me to a contract that I'm now going to eventually fall apart, fall away from. But I really do mean it when I say that. Just I really like them. But yeah, but after what's happened, I now see them a little differently. My eyes, I said this thing before, like my eyes have been changed. Like my eyes have changed now. Yeah, yeah. So just okay. I don't want to waste too much time. Okay, so okay, I don't want to say that I felt like I deserved them, but I felt closer to them. I think I'll just leave it at that. I'll end it right there. I was gonna say more things, but I'll just leave it at there. And there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. I went out in public yesterday, right, to go get some cookies to like celebrate. I have them with me right now. I didn't eat any. I wanted to like make sure I was sharp when I talked about this. It's a pretty big deal. Um, I can feel like my I can feel who I am. I can feel like this is kind of contradicting, but I can feel my position in society, and because of that, I want to go out of my way to to like unattract certain kinds of women. I want to go out of my like um uh I aggressively really wanted to avoid getting a particular type of attention, and I really wanted to just keep away girls who would like come because of something that's really only uh no, that's not the right way of explaining. It's like I had this internal need to shun away and just discard any kind of attention that would be perpetuated towards me as a result of my new um, social status, or like the position that I was currently in. I did not want to be identified or celebrated, or given any kind of credit from them in that manner. I really, really had this need to just expel any kind of attention that would be even remotely related to that at all in any capacity. I felt this need. It's kind of the thing I was talking about earlier, where like I've become more rude. It's like I feel this need for the first time, like for honestly, like um, I don't wanna give a time, but for the first time in a good while, I've felt the need. I felt the usefulness in being disrespectful. I've I've never really have encountered a situation where I've wanted less out of the people around me, and less out of a stranger, like a stranger, someone who I got nothing from, or not that I've got nothing from, but someone who I've like someone who is full of potential, but I want to expel their attention because I am not willing to take. I'm not willing to handle a particular, not a particular, but I'm not willing to handle the the. I'm running out of time. The worst kind of attention, the kind of attention that would um, be harmful, not harmful, but just would be unattractive to me. Like I would like in my car there were like some. I don't want to say that like what they are, but there were like some girls there, right? And I was playing Akiko. It was a good song, honestly. Aiko. It was like an anime song. And in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I don't want these people to like me. Let me play this song louder so that they think I'm a loser. And like, I started to understand the mindset behind people who I don't know what's going on in his head, but I can potentially understand like why. I need to be careful with my words here. Um, the archetype of the shabby like uh, insane radical man who has accomplished a ton, but has all these like radical, disgusting, and maybe not so much disgusting, but just like these unattractive opinions that are very not publicly um, not publicly uh, I do not like harmonize very well with other people, like with the general public, like ones that are kind of like made deliberately for the purpose of like making for upsetting and unattracting certain people. it's deliberately almost for that purpose. Um, like now I understand. I feel like I understand now what's going on in the mind of the insane old man who is like 30, 40 years old, and he has an extremely happy life with his family. Like he's doing great, right? And he's okay with like, like screaming out weird shit in public and walking around with his shirt off. He's like, it doesn't even phase him because he like legitimately needs that balance of like less respect, because he's already so respected just by the surface level of what he's accomplished. Like now I feel like I can kind of understand where somebody like that would be coming from. I feel like this is like the position that they would be in that would lead them to act in that manner. Alright, so that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. I guess one last thing, not so much a personal, but um, I was working on like some type of app. Um, yeah, I was working on like a little React app. Okay, but that's not important right now. So the position is, it's like a back-end developer role. Everything's done in Django, and it's at a pretty big company. It's like, let me. It's like a Fortune 1000 company. It's like one of the top 1000 companies in the world. They're like a branch of Nasdaq. I'll remember. I know what the name is. Like one of the branches of Nasdaq. Um, yeah, they're like a Bitcoin mining company. I think what I just said right there makes it pretty obvious what it was, but that's the position, and I have it now. And yeah. So that's the series finale. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah, I hope anyone who finds this series, it's kind of interesting how the whole thing ended before anyone really saw it, but we went through a lot. I got an OA from Google. I got several Fortune 500 interviews. So maybe actually it's not F100, but like F500. But I got several really good interviews from really good companies. I've been through a lot, and now this chapter of my life is coming to a close. Yeah, it's over now. Yeah. I want to say that. Well, how about I just say this instead? If you watched through everything, even if this is like the first video you saw, even if like you just click to the end, I appreciate you being here and listening, and I hope you got something out of this. And if you're trying to get into tech, all I can say is just like, I don't want to give advice, but if I were to give any, just don't give up easily. Yeah. I don't know, but that's just me. That's just what I think. But yeah, that's me. I'm Daniel, and thanks for being a part of my story. Goodbye.